I'm going out to move the cows. I don't think they'll follow me. They just came up to get a drink, and it's getting pretty warm. It was pretty cool this morning. I'm gonna go out and move them anyway, and then once they get their drink and decide they want to come back out, they'll have fresh grass. I didn't look behind me. I just was walking and thinking, and I stop and I get snorted at. All of the cows that I passed back the field turned around and followed me. And it looks like there are even some that turned around from the barn and are coming back. So I'm not gonna move my invisible cows today. I'm gonna move the fence post here, and then I'll just work my way down. But this is the area that they had last night. We got it pretty well eaten. They don't really like this, which I can't blame them. Hey guys. Hey Brielle. So we're getting pretty close to the end of this field. I'm sure the camera won't pick it up, but we're probably only about 100 feet maybe a little bit less than that, away from the fence, the perimeter fence. But I'm not gonna give it to them all right now because I don't want them to waste it. They probably will end up getting all this today, but I don't want to give it to them all in one move and then waste it, because this is a whole day's worth of forage. Right there's my little baby, Abrielle's bull calf that was born last week. He's getting around pretty good. I just thought of this while I was moving fence post. Probably should have led with this. It rained. It rained pretty good this morning for a little bit anyway. Not sure how much it rained last night. I didn't check the rain gauge yet. I'll try to remember to do that on the way up. I'm gonna say this is enough, and I'm gonna walk back up now. It's gonna bother me if I don't go move this post down here. So I'm just gonna give them whatever this post will move worth of grass. And then I'll call that enough. Now that I moved that post, I'm gonna call that good. I'm more comfortable with this. It only gave them a few more feet of grass, probably 15 in this section, but I'm a lot more comfortable with it. So now, for real, I'm gonna go up, walk to the barn. If you've watched any of our previous videos, you may have seen that we planted 4 tomato plants in the greenhouse. It's been a couple weeks. The third tomato that we planted is really starting to take off. It's grown new leaves and it looks pretty healthy. This one is now starting to grow new leaves. The first 2 that we planted, this one for sure died a while ago. Last week maybe, I don't remember exactly. And then the very first one in the row, it's looked pretty sad for a couple of days, and I've still been watering it, but it's not coming back. I'm going to try planting some of these or shorter days to maturity crops. I'm gonna plant a couple basil seeds just to go with our tomatoes if they actually do grow. I'm gonna try planting a cabbage in the greenhouse just to see how that works. Just more experimentation here at Farming Our Backyard. So yesterday I came out and I picked a bunch of green beans, and they happened to be right next to these 2 pepper plants that First I saw this hornworm, and then I just looked down and I saw there's another one, but they both have wasp eggs on them. So this is the only time that you leave a hornworm, is when you see that they have these wasp eggs on them, and the wasps are starting to hatch. So it was kind of cool to see nature at work here. And I guess I should add that these are the exact same place that they were yesterday afternoon. So I don't know if they, how long after they have the eggs laid on they stop moving, but usually a hornworm will move around and eat, but they haven't moved at all. I missed one! This huge eggplant down here.
This one?
There's another one behind it. That one's even bigger than the last one. Is there three?
Quite big too.
There's one more, I think.
I don't think it's big enough yet.
This one right here. Yeah, it's not big here. Starting off right, 3 eggplants. Welcome to our last full garden tour. Our garden's starting to wind down. It's getting into the low 50s, high 40s here. So it won't be too much longer before we don't have plants outside.
Both of us have walked out here and thought this handle of this fork is one of these peppers.
It's a giant pepper. Where did Nathan go? He disappeared. Ah!
You gonna pick a potato?
No.
You're right, there's a potato hiding here.
Our potatoes are almost ready.
This one still looks like it's going good, but the other ones are starting to die back. We had some onions from what we picked. Apparently there was still a few onions that were viable in here. A few onions. Yeah.
So Nathan figured out what this pepper is. I thought it was going to be a sweet pepper, but it turns out it's a habanero. So now we're gonna make some habanero hot sauce. See what it tastes like. Now these are really hot. I cut up a few earlier this week. I put them in my ferment that I started for my first batch of hot sauce, and whew, I only put 4 or 5 in there, and you could really feel the heat. Even just cutting them and cutting the top off, cut them in half, it still was a trip.
Was the ferment hot?
Yes, the ferment's hot. I think this is probably the end of these 2 tomatoes. They're not looking real great still, and the Amish paste actually fell over. We had a super windy day here. I actually thought it was going to be the start of a bad rainstorm, but we never got any rain with that storm. Just a lot of wind. And it knocked that Amish paste over. So I think that probably did it in. Welcome to our side garden.
This one right here, I'm going to take out, donate to the compost pile, because we have never gotten a single piece of fruit off of this one. I'm pretty sure that this one we haven't either. And it's the same way, so it's coming out too.
There's like 4 ripe Cherokee. I was thinking pumpkins. Cherokee purple tomatoes. That one can wait till later in the week. We'll have hamburgers.
Hopefully you don't have to harvest anything else. You'll lose that.
I don't think there's anything else. These beans are looking pretty sad here. We're trying to let them dry out for seeds for next year. We did get a few last night of the dried pods like this. But this one's not any good. These are, oh, that first one wasn't. These 2 are probably fine. And this is our second planting. And I got probably half of a 5-gallon bucket's worth of beans that I need to put away today. I came out and picked them. Here are our cucumbers. This plant's almost done. There's a few more cucumbers that we need to harvest and get preserved. This pepper is still doing good. Nathan gave it some extra water and it perked back up. That was the first time we had to water it since the first week we planted it. We watered it a couple times and then we didn't water it. Just needed some water and it was fine. And our lavender's still looking good. Our strawberries are starting to die back for the winter. Our basil, the bees are still coming up here and flying around. They were bumblebees that we saw this week though. And then in our greenhouse is my little side project. In the greenhouse is my season extension project. I did film a little bit when I planted this week, but I'll just go over it real quick. I planted 2 spots of cabbages. I don't think that they'll all come up, but if they do, I'll just try to transplant one of them. Then back there is some marigolds, just for some color. Then here's my 2 tomato plants still. They really took off this week. I put a lot of new growth on. Can you spot the toad? Scared me. Hey, Mr. Toad. I'll leave you alone now. Then I planted some basil here. Then in front of this cattle panel, there's some cucumber seeds and then our zucchini. Then behind me is my sweet potatoes that I wanted to plant that Nathan helped me with. I guess our sweet potatoes, you could say. They're rocking and rolling. Thanks for touring our garden with us and harvesting. Got a strainers full of different stuff, and I got a lot of preserving to do today. So I hope that you enjoyed watching our harvest and you had fun preserving or washing your dishes, whatever you were doing while you watched me work.